Welcome back everyone. So we have just obviously taken over the last gym, which is the boulder badge that we received. I have done a little bit of grinding between the episodes, so as you can see I've not leveled up Blue, I've leveled up Harry B a little bit, leveled up Tim Tom to level 14 and leveled up Blazekin to level 17, just so we're that little bit closer to the next gym and we can kind of just make our way there. Because I don't want you guys sitting through me grinding through the whole bit. This episode, I don't know, probably won't be much happening because there's a lot of trainers on the way to the next area. But I will try my best to do. I mean, we will get one encounter in this video. Hoping that we don't lose anyone on the way here because it is quite a risk. Should be in a decent position. Should be able to make them out. What I'm going to do is try and do a lot of like switch training because it's just the easiest way for me to do it. If you like this series, I will do basically me playing through the whole game, but what I'm thinking in the future is maybe out a few more highlights of everything and making it, maybe I'll play through the whole game but make it a quicker series, so you've got one video to watch and then I'll tell you all the highlights of it, I'll tell you what happened, what encounters I got, and then maybe do that on the side and maybe a series like this as well. Let me know what you would like, but I quite like the idea of that because I quite enjoy sometimes just sitting there seeing some highlights of what happened. But obviously it's all up to you. If you don't like that idea, then I can keep on doing this. It's just obviously some people don't have the time to sit through 20-minute episodes, and some people don't have the patience for it as well, so it's like 50-50 basically, but I'm thinking of maybe trying to do both. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to set up a Discord server. So anyone that wants to play, not necessarily games with me, but games with anyone, can join that server, and then what I'll do is I'll set up a few different servers. At the moment it will just be one server and I'll set it up and you can see if anyone else is playing that game at the time. And then it's just ways for you to play, because one problem I had was I always had a problem playing a game like A Way Out because I didn't really have anyone to play with. But if anyone requires someone to play a game like that, obviously Discord's an amazing way to work with someone that you'd never even know. So it's just an idea of mine. I think it's quite a good idea, and if you wanted people to play Call of Duty with, you can play with them and join. Obviously won't be talking over servers necessarily, but it'll be a way to meet up people and then you can invite them to a server yourself. I just think it's a good way of introducing to new people, because that's one good thing about the gaming community. You do gain a lot of friends that you wouldn't have necessarily had without this, and you don't need to know them in real life to play a game with someone. Most of the big channels out there, like the Sidemen and stuff like that, they met over doing that kind of thing, so I think it's a decent idea. And then what I would like to do in the future is maybe do a series with someone on Pokemon, so we could do like a link together thing, and then you can use stuff like Pokemon Showdown to battle in the end, which would be quite a good idea. I didn't see what Pokemon this next one is. Out ground water. Really have a lot of ground. We'll just go a double kick. That should. Yeah, but let me know like any games that you want to have. Send me a message in that Discord and I'll set up a tab for that game specific. So we'll have a tab for Pokemon, we'll have a tab for Call of Duty, we'll have a tab for like any game that we can possibly have. Because I think people need to play games with people. You can play a lot of single player games, but a lot of the fun does come from when you play a game with someone. And it's not necessarily all the time that you want to play a game like that, because I quite enjoy playing games by myself the odd time. But every now and then it is needed, and like without stuff like that, we wouldn't have anything like the groups on YouTube today. Like most of those groups weren't necessarily friends from the start of their lives, they were friends that came together through games. So it's a good way of introducing yourself to new people and also just making gaming a lot more fun for you. But I'll also do like a recommendation, so if there's any games that people recommend, they can recommend on there, but like you will have to put like reasons why you recommend that game, because you can't just go, oh yeah, I recommend this game, without actually knowing something in it, because otherwise it's not really going to interest anyone if you go, oh yeah, like this game was really good, it's worth checking out, but I don't actually know what was in the game. Like one thing I do, unless if it's like a Pokemon game where I know I'm going to enjoy it, if it's a new game, I'll tend to try and watch a preview of it or a review and see what they thought of it, because I'm not saying that I'm going to like that game just because they liked it, but there's a lot more chance I'm going to like a game if a lot of other people have said it's good. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to check out a few games every now and then. If I'm interested into a game, I'll check it out no matter what. There's a lot of games where I'm like, I'm not sure, it looks good, but I also think there could be something I don't like about the game. But yeah, I just want to make it possible for people to come together in a way. I've grown up in a family where gaming has always been a thing, so like if I didn't have anyone, I could always get my brother to play a game with me. Not as much now because we're like grown up quite a bit, and a lot of my friends at school and that were gamers, so we literally we would turn on the Xbox and guarantee there'll be about 8 of us on that night. Not as much now because work and that does get in the way, but that's where I think this will come in handy. Like obviously I don't want people abusing each other, like that will be looked at, but I want people to be able to get along together and also just enjoy the games that you like playing. It's also a way like the Pokemon games, they can be expensive if you want to 100% the games. Like if I don't have Sword and Shield, I need someone else that's going to trade me that stuff. which can be a massive pain, but it's not a massive pain if you know someone that's got that game, and that's where I think it's a good idea to have this. But if you want to join, I will leave a link to the Discord underneath. Feel free to chat to anyone in there. If it gets popular, I will have to change that. And I will have to limit it, but I just want people to recommend games, join people that want to play a game, because it's one of the worst things I ever did was play a few games without playing them with people. Because some games you might not enjoy by yourself, but you might have a really good laugh with people. For example, a lot of people can play this game by themselves, but I never enjoyed Grand Theft Auto really by myself. It wasn't until I introduced people to play with, then I started enjoying the game. It's just anything like that, I think is a good thing to experience it with someone. Might not enjoy that game, but at least you can go, oh well, I gave it a go. But like, one community that I think's grown massively is the Pokemon one, because everyone's working together in it in a way. So yeah, just let me know if you would like that. I mean, it's gonna happen anyway, because I could do with playing games with a few other people sometimes. It's also a way for people to start off recording. Like, the more people you have in a recording, normally the more laughter you're going to have. It's a lot harder to cause laughter by yourself than with other people, because you can talk about everything and personalities bounce off each other. So hopefully this will be a good thing for everyone. If there's anything that you think I could work on better, I mean, I know confidence is one thing. Like, for me to do this is a massive thing. I've always wanted to. I'm not very confident in myself, and that's just something that will come with me doing this over time. Like, if you look at most of the well-known YouTubers, like, look at, for example, most of the Sidemen, they started off very, very quiet, but if you look at them now, you'd be like, oh no, they couldn't have ever been quiet. Like, it's because they've learned it and it's their job. It's like, when you do something like this, you gain a lot of confidence from it. Also, let me know, like, what other games you'd like me to play. That's one thing that I will use that server as. Because it's my server, I will use it as, what would you like me to play? What would you like to see on my channel? Obviously I can't take every idea because I don't have enough time in the world to do it. I will try and take a few of them on board, and like, I'll try any new game that I play, I will try and record them. Sometimes I won't want to record a game, but even if I go for it once, I will go back for it again just to let you see it. But I do want to try and go through most of the games that I will record. It's like, I don't have all the money in the world, so I can't play every game. I will try play some of the newer games that come out. Like, I will definitely record ones that interest me, like, not sure what to think of the game that's coming out, but like the Avengers game really interests me because we haven't had a good superhero game apart from Spider-Man. Spider-Man's been the only exception in the superhero genre, and actually Batman. They've been the only ones that have been good. And if done properly, they could make an amazing game with them. But it's just such, like, I understand why there's not been a great game, because it is such a difficult game to make. Like, in a way, superheroes are beat 'em ups. How do you make a beat 'em up really entertaining through the whole game? It's hard to say, but like, that's where you've got to go. Yeah, like that's working well there. Like, but hopefully it will be good, and what I've seen of it does seem very good. Like, what I think they need to do with something like this is use all the specialities of the characters. Like, one thing they did in the Spider-Man game is they mixed it up between Peter Parker, Spider-Man. You also had like missions where it was like Mary Jane and that, and it just kept the gameplay a bit more, not interesting, because the gameplay was always interesting, but not just beat them up, go for the game, beat them up, go for the game. And the same with the Batman ones, they put the like detective bits in, they put the characters were always interesting, and that's what they need to do. They need to go real in depth with them. That's what they haven't done in the past with any like games like this. Like the Wolverine game that came out, it was a decent game, but it just got to a point where it was like, oh, beat them up, do that, done. Beat them up, do that, done. Beat them up, do that, done. And it just gets a bit like fed up with just beating up enemies over and over again. Like, there needs to be one, a good storyline to go with it, but also amazing gameplay to go with it. And it is hard because, like, not gonna lie, a Superman game, how do you make Superman a very interesting game? Like, and like, I'm surprised Superman's done so well as he has in the films and that, because how do you make someone that's basically invincible so interesting? I mean, he does work, and he does have a lot of interesting sides to him, but how do you make a game around that? You can't really, like, because otherwise you've got to make every single enemy he comes up against super, like, effective against them. But it doesn't, like, not enemy, it's very rare that Superman actually does struggle against something, and that's one thing they messed up with Superman, is they went, oh yeah, basically his one weakness is this rock. He doesn't have that rock, then he can survive it. And it's a bit of a like, oh, okay. Whereas like, realistically, look at someone like Spider-Man. There's no reason why he can't die. And it's like, oh god. Something the Avengers did really well on is they didn't keep every single character. It needs to keep you on the edge. And I admit, like I was still. Infinity War was amazing, but I was a bit disappointed. Not because it wasn't a good film, or it wasn't a good. I didn't enjoy it. It's because, personally, for me, in a film that this massive war is happening, not enough people. No, it wasn't Infinity War, it was Endgame. Not enough people died for me in that one. Yes, a massive, like one of the main characters, as in Iron Man, died. That was massive, and Black Widow died in it. But there should have been like maybe a few sub characters in that, like that died off. Like. You kind of were interested in, but he didn't mean enough to it, because I do think they need to explore a few more. But personally, they it should have been the main cast to die off from that one, and then they could have explored newer heroes, like they're trying to do with like Spider-Man's one of the main heroes now, whereas in the first. Then he only got introduced like Civil War, and Civil War was quite late in the movies. I think it'll be interesting, and I think they did well on the film, but that's just my opinion from it. Like, I think not enough death happened. Like the scenes and that were amazing. Not enough happened for me in that. Like, I think there should have been a few like complications with bringing back people. Right, so here's our next encounter, and we'll see what we get, and then I'll carry on about my thoughts about. Alright, okay, I'm a bit mixed on this one. It's a really good Pokemon, but it's another fire type. I don't really need another fire type. I mean, obviously I'm going to catch him, but it's a bit annoying. Like, realistically, is he ever gonna replace Blaziken? No. Will he be a good alternative if Blaziken dies? Yes. But it's not like I could have done with a water Pokemon, really, or well, something I just don't have at the moment. Right. Here we go. Let's have a look. Do I have anyone else? Seeing as I've got one called Blue already, I'm going to call this one Red. Yeah, so the Avengers films, they were very good, but it's just, like, I get with a superhero film, you're not going to have a lot of deaths because it's meant to be the heroes win, and in a way, like, it makes, Marvel ones made it look like they won, but they didn't exactly win. Because they lost like Iron Man. But I do think there's a lot of things that they could have done a little bit better. Like, I love the scenes that they really went through all the old films basically. But I hated just the fact that they didn't kill off enough people, like, in my opinion, for like if something's called endgame, or like basically the wall of all wars, there should be a lot of deaths. Like it's like saying, oh yeah, well, we had World War II, and we only had 3 people die from it. It's not like that massive, really, is it? I mean, obviously there was more people like died from it. Like there would have been like soldiers from like the Black Panther crew and stuff like that that died, but it's not anyone that real hit hard. When Iron Man died, yeah, that was really sad. Like, but I do think it was the right time for him to die, and I think we need to explore the other characters. Because if they keep up with Iron Man 4 and all that, it's just going to get a bit boring. But anyway, that's all for this episode, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any suggestions for what I can do, or if you want to join the Discord, there will be a link underneath. Also, follow my TikTok, follow me on Twitter, and obviously subscribe and like this video, because that helps me get a bit further with this. The more I have, the better I can produce for you, basically. But I hope you enjoyed, and tune in for the next episode.